Hey, Bold and Truth family, welcome back to my channel where I'm showing up each and every day for the next 90 days for the woman of faith that is assigned to my voice, that needs my pour, and definitely would like to glean from the wisdom that came from my wounds. Today, we're going to continue talking about transition, and I want to share with you the things that transition will reveal. That as you're walking through a season of change, maybe it's unexpected, or maybe you don't know what's on the other side, I want to share with you some things to be aware of as you walk through that time. One of the first things I had to deal with in the transition was realizing that I did not trust God as much as I thought I trust him. If you would have asked me on any random or any other day, I would have said, yes, I absolutely trust God. But what I realized in that process, that as soon as I entered a season of the unknown, as soon as I entered a season as to where things were being stripped, things were ending, things were being cut off, and I had no clue what was next, my trust in God really was tested. And I had to come to the realization that, man, Delisha, you love God, you serve God, but you don't trust him as much as you think you do, because it was such a hard time of really trying to understand what God was doing. And I had to hold on to nothing but his word in the midst of the process. So as you're going through change, as you're going through transition, one of the things you're going to be aware of is that, man, you may realize that you don't trust God as much as you thought you trusted God. And that is okay, because in this time of transition, it's going to help you become more deeply rooted in God. As you go through this transition, as you go through this phase, you are going to be able to dig deeper in the word, dig deeper in your faith, dig deeper in your presence of the Lord, and it's going to strengthen that core. And so oftentimes we don't realize that we are not as strong and as deep in our trust until we go through a time of transition. So I also want to encourage you to don't beat yourself up. It is a part of the process. This is why no matter how long we've been in the Lord, not matter how deep we've gone or how much God has used us, we must always walk in a level of humility, because transition and change, baby, it is going to reveal a lot of things. The next thing that transition is going to reveal is that it's going to reveal you. It really reveals the things about you that needs to change. This is why that time of transition is typically a time where you really have to be alone with the Lord. You have to be in prayer. You have to press into his presence, because he's going to show you some things. He's going to show you some things about your character. He's going to show you some things about your mindset. He's going to show you some things that really cannot go with you in the next season. That time of transition is not only stripping you of the physical things you see around you, but it's also stripping those things that you weren't aware that are internally on the inside of you, whether it's something that's embedded in your mindset and the people around you and your character, the things that you do, how you show up consistently. God is going to reveal those things. Why? Because he knows that cannot go into the next season, because again, new wine cannot go into old wine skin. So he has to deal with the vessel. He has to deal with some things that has to die in this time of transition, because if it shows up in the new season, it could cause a lot more damage. So transition will reveal you. It will reveal the things that need to change, the habits, the mindset. It is going to develop and put pressure on you to get ready for the next level. But I want to encourage you, do not be dismayed. Do not be discouraged by the things that you see. God reveals in order to heal. I said it again. God reveals in order to heal. So if he's revealing it to you, that means help and strength and love is there to help you get on the other side to become better so that you can grow. Transition reveals that we don't know the entire plan. That was a part of the thing that the Holy Spirit had to reveal to me in the middle of my transition. I was trying to make one part of his plan for my life the entire journey. And what I've learned, because no one could have ever told me that I would have to close down that business, that God would lead me now into discipling other women and pouring into other women of faith. That was not on my vision board. That was not something I desired to do. That was not something that I, in my head, had made plans for. This is something that was a part of God's plan for my life. So this is why transition, it keeps you at a place of humility, because you realize you don't know what you think you know about God's plan for your life. What you do know is that which has been revealed. It is not the entire plan. God is going to show you that he has more in store than what you think. He has more in store than what you've experienced. And I remember going through that transition after closing down that business and thinking, man, I don't even know if I have anything else to say, because so much of myself was caught up in what he had told me to do and what he told me to build in that prior season. And God had to really show me that, Delisha, there is more in you, and there's more that I have in store for you. And so you cannot hold on to this season of your life and claim it to be my full destiny that I have ordained and planned for your life. There is more. We don't know everything. It's going to reveal that there's more to God's plan for our lives. We know Jeremiah 29:11. It says, for I know, this is God speaking. He knows the plans. This is why we must walk in humility, and we must always walk with an open hand, because we don't know what God has prepared for us. He'll reveal it, right? As we take certain steps, he'll reveal certain things, but we don't know the whole process. We don't know the whole plan. So I pray that this encourage you on today, just to know that as you go through this transition, one, it may reveal that you don't trust God as deeply as you thought you did, and that is okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's also going to reveal some things in you that need to change. That is okay. This is a time of healing. This is a time of restoration. This is a time for God to pour into you. And it's also going to reveal that there is more, that you do not know the entire plan that God has ordained for your life, that what was in that season was for that season, and God has better. God has new that he wants to do in your life, and you must submit to that if you're going to walk in the fullness of that plan. I pray that this encouraged you, that this blessed you. If so, I want to encourage you to become a part of our family and community by making sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also, I want you to continue to meet us here as we continue with the series. We're kicking off something new on tomorrow, so I'm excited about coming back for day 8. All right, family, I love you, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow as we kick off day 8 of showing up for the next 90 days. All right, guys, bye.